Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Plan B here on Twitter posted this Bitcoin back above the realized price, guys, so we're taking a look at the light blue. I like it. Take a look at that chart here, guys. Over the last several cycles, you guys can see as Bitcoin had dipped to its low, we got into dark blue territory back in 2012, 2015, again back in 2018, 2019, and as we were coming out of that, we saw light blue. We are now seeing the same thing on the Bitcoin realized cap chart over here. So light blue, that is looking positive for Bitcoin price. As you guys can see here, Bitcoin on the daily, it's right now trading at about $24,000, similar to yesterday. But you can see, I mean, visually, you can even see the upward trajectory looking fairly positive. The other thing that I'm noticing as well is what is looking like what we have seen in the past, that Nike swoosh pattern that we've seen on charts where, you know, you can see that dip, the sharp decline, followed by a slow and steady move up. So we saw it back in 2018, 2019. We even saw it over here back in mid-2021, where we saw that moving upward. Okay, steep decline, followed by a slow and steady move up. And now it's looking like we're also seeing it here. Hopefully, this is the same kind of pattern, which will hopefully bring us to new all-time highs. XRP is also looking quite nice today, trading at about 37.5 cents. So even for XRP, we are seeing a nice, slow, steady move upward. And again, this is no surprise considering the rest of the crypto market does follow Bitcoin. So XRP also coming out of this funk. I'm hoping this is the lowest we're going to see the market. I mean, there still could be another move down. Again, just taking a look at that Bitcoin chart, we have seen a roughly 75% decrease for Bitcoin since its all-time high back in November of 2021. And, you know, traditionally what we have seen in the past is 80 to 85% corrections, and for altcoins even more than that. So, you know, even though the fractal pattern looks to be on par with what we have seen in the past for Bitcoin in terms of Fibonacci levels, you guys can see that lining up quite nicely with the bottom right over here. So I took that Fibonacci level from the bear market, the last bear market that we were in, 2018, 2019, and you guys can see that Fibonacci lining up. Despite that, you know, a lot of these bear markets have seen 80 to 85% decreases. So back in 2018, we saw that bear market go down 84%. And over here back in 2013 to 2015, a very long bear market here, we saw this go down 86.98, so almost 87%. So, you know, these percentages, as I've mentioned in the past, here, let me get rid of some of that, but just to kind of reiterate here, 80 to 85% would bring us right down to here. This would be actually 80%. An 80% correction would bring us right there, touching the top of this resistance level. Of course, bringing Bitcoin right back to $13,800 per coin. So, you know, it's still anybody's guess. This is looking positive right now. So it is looking like we are in good shape. Meanwhile, Ripple's Quarter 2 2022 report was just released. Guys, this brought to us by Michael Branch. The blockchain company sold $408 million worth of XRP tokens in the second quarter of 2022, according to its most recent report. And this marks a 49% increase compared to the previous quarter. Total sales accounted for 0.47% of the global XRP volume. Ripple has attributed the growth in sales to the increasing adoption of on-demand liquidity. The company claims it was a quarter record for the ODL product as the product's use continues to expand around the globe. So guys, record quarter for on-demand liquidity. Its volume recorded a 9-fold growth on year-over-year, or rather on a year-over-year basis. Notably, treasury flows and bulk payments now account for a bigger share of volume, with ODL's use cases expanding beyond traditional remittances. So on-demand liquidity now being used for other use cases, not just remittance payments, which is good. This is what, you know, Ripple has been planning for this entire time. It was also funny too. They also mentioned the, or rather Jed's taco stand depletion in the Quarter 2 2022 market report. Monica Long was also commenting on the market report new quarter, new real-world use cases. Check out Quarter 2's XRP market report to learn more about how the XRPL is being used for land registries in Colombia. We talked about that a little bit this past month, and carbon credit tokenization, as well as XRP as the gas token on the Root network. So, guys, I've got the Quarter 2 2022 report here, and, you know, they talk about a lot of things, the crypto market, of course, the summary, a lot of facts and figures here, and even just the fact that, you know, we are in a bearish macroeconomic downturn, not just for crypto, but for the entire world. They even mentioned that, that the crypto credit crisis that followed had a severe impact on markets. There was a domino effect sparked by UST. So they talk about Celsius, they talk about Terra Luna, Three Arrows Capital. Markets reacted to concerns over contagion when BlockFi and Voyager announced that they were impacted by the collapse as well. So, the entire collapse in the crypto market, nevertheless, Ripple and XRP has come out of this gloriously and victoriously. So, they talk a little bit about NFTs in this market report. And guys, again, I will link this in the description of the video. I'm not going to go over the entire report, just going to highlight some of the more important points here. So as I mentioned, one of the new use cases, minting NFTs on the XRPL. This is becoming, I think, more prevalent, more popular. Another use case, of course, NFTs are going to be something to be sought after in the future, whether it's in the metaverse or some other kind of virtual world. So we're starting to see more NFT creation on the XRPL. So they also mentioned the XLS-20 update. Ripple upgraded its servers to a new version. So for some of you guys interested in the techie stuff, this also has to do with NFTs. Project Clio as well. Concurrently, the XRP Ledger Foundation and Ripple released version 1.0.0 of Project Clio, which can be used to help scale the XRPL and its load capacity while providing additional stability. So some more just kind of techie points here. Interoperability, of course. Seeing more developments, more applications through other blockchains and service providers. There was the Fluff World XRPL and the Root Network. So Fluff World announced a partnership with Ripple to build the Root Network, a brand new blockchain network that will be integrated into the XRP ledger to conduct transactions on the Root network. The digital asset XRP will be used as the gas token or fee to perform functions on the network. So we're seeing, again, more value-driven XRP. And, once these use cases really start to take off, we're going to see, XRP utilization just skyrocket, guys. More demand for XRP eventually will mean a higher price. We will see a higher price for XRP down the road. A lot of these things are still in their early phases, and this is why we're just not seeing the price appreciation yet. A lot of this has to do with regulations, specifically in the United States, but also global regulation. So Ripple touches on that as well. Financial watchdogs zeroed in on stablecoins, for example. So, they're not just talking about what is happening within the XRP ecosystem, but I think Ripple has enough foresight and enough intelligence to want to let everybody know what is happening in the entire crypto space, because this is what is really ultimately going to affect Ripple and XRP moving forward. So a lot of great stuff, guys, in this report. What else do we have here? On-demand liquidity, of course, has been accelerated. And then we have some of the figures. Total on-demand liquidity sales, that has gone up since Q1. So now we're looking at $2.1 billion in ODL sales, whereas in Q1 it was 1.3 billion. Total purchases, 1.7 billion compared to 1.081 billion. And so the net sales, $273.2 million. And that has almost doubled in Q2 of 2022 to $408.9 million. So a lot of great information here, guys. Great to see that Ripple is, staying on track, collaborating with other partners, and, we're seeing the use cases expand. That is the other good thing that I like to see for this particular cryptocurrency. Use cases expanding, more development on the XRPL. That is just going to mean, again, like I keep saying, more utility, more demand, more value driven to the XRP cryptocurrency. They talk about that partnership in Colombia last quarter. PeerSys Technology inked a deal with the Colombian government to record and register land registry rights in Colombia. Property title searches are still a cumbersome process and mostly paper-based, but by putting the registry on the blockchain, it will greatly accelerate property transactions, spurring the domestic economy. So that's the other thing, right? If you have a system that is more efficient, this is going to give people a better opportunity to want to invest in said country, like Colombia in this particular case. And so even up here, I thought this was kind of funny. The stand is finally out of tacos. They mentioned Jed McCaleb selling his remaining XRP holdings. For context, he originally owned 9 billion units back in 2012. And now he is all out of tacos, meaning all out of XRP. So interesting news here. Want to keep moving. Brad Garlinghouse has made a statement. He's going to be on the mainnet panel September 21st to 23rd, so that's coming up in a couple of months. It's going to be there with Mike Novogratz, Christine Moy, the head of digital assets for Apollo Global Management, Devin Finzer, the CEO of OpenSea. We all know OpenSea. Keith Grossman, the president of Time, and Balaji Srinivasan, who is an angel investor and an author. And apparently Selkis is going to be there as well, Ryan Selkis. Brad even mentions here, looking forward to a lively discussion with Ryan Selkis at Mainnet to talk about substantive issues and positive solutions for crypto at large. Interesting, guys. I'm looking forward to that. When that happens, SVS token, guys, also posted this. So again, just with regards to real-world utility and more value driven to the XRP ledger, XRPL is the world's best cross-border currency solution. By choosing Ripple and XRPL as our chain, we enable giving to services and by extension, our shareholders to thrive. This a statement, guys, coming from Giving to Services. Now, this is a company, this is an organization. Here was their update from last month. They're basically an organization that brings charitable crypto to public sector workers. Giving to Services offers the first cryptocurrency token and staking platform designed to give back to public service professionals and investors. So, a bit of a charity operation through cryptocurrency, merging crypto with philanthropy. Giving to Services aims to recognize and reward public service workers with financial support, earning for investors and public service professionals. So they are moving, guys, to the XRP ledger. As you guys can see down here, they've even compared other chains, and they talked a little bit about ERC20 tokens, and they say that, it's just too cumbersome, too expensive with the Ethereum gas fees, for example. Compare this to chains like Ripple's XRPL, though, they say, which don't suffer from these issues and in comparison exist to enable this functionality. So they are very positive on Ripple, XRP, and the XRPL, and they finally just released the statement here that they are using the world's best cross-border currency solution, the XRP ledger. So interesting news there. And shifting gears to the legal side for a sec here, Smiles at MilerMan50 here on Twitter. How is this for irony, okay? So now we're talking about the Hinman speeches. Even the American Bar Association, that is essentially an organization that basically represents lawyers and law students in America. Even then, they have regarded Hinman's 2018 speech as providing legal regulatory clarity for the cryptocurrency industry. Okay, this is the, it's kind of like the Bank for International Settlements, the central bank for all central banks. Well, this is an organization for lawyers to come to have support. They are basically the standard across the country. They've been around since the 1800s. And so SEC Chairman Clayton provided further confirmation that the framework outlined in Hinman's speech is the approach the SEC staff takes to evaluate whether a digital asset is a security. This is the stance that the American Bar Foundation, the Association, American Bar Association is taking. William Hinman recently gave a speech answering in the affirmative. So, we're finding out now that I think it's fairly obvious if the association that represents lawyers in the U.S. is also saying that Hinman's speech was in fact supposed to be clarity, was supposed to be directive regarding, cryptocurrency and how to classify. Well, it's kind of hard to argue that, is it not? So just another interesting point here, courtesy of Smiles at MilerMan50 on Twitter. And Stéphane Hubert also bringing up a point that I wanted to mention. A week before Hinman's speech, Simpson Thacher became a partner in Yangfeng Capital. Okay, so this is a Chinese company, Jack Ma's private investment firm, which is not only investing directly in Web3 and indirectly building an international payments network to compete with Ripple through Alibaba and Ant Financial. So another shady connection through Simpson Thacher, looking to compete specifically with Ripple and XRP. And guys, here is the statement with regards to that. This was from back in 2018, June 2018. Simpson Thacher Beijing partner joins private equity firm Yangfeng Capital. And in 2016, former Simpson Thacher partner Li-Ming Chen became general counsel at Jack Ma's affiliated Ant Financial Services Group. Late last year, Simpson Thacher promoted Beijing-based corporate lawyer Wang Yang to partner. So these guys are actively looking for a solution to compete against RippleNet, to compete against XRP. And now it is becoming very, very apparent, courtesy of the very talented dot connectors in the space. Got to thank Stéphane Hubert here just for pointing this out. Many different conflicts of interest now we're finding, and, it's just getting to the point where I feel like it's getting more and more ridiculous as the days go on. But, the XRP community thrives on these connections because it just gives us more hope, too, that, the judge is going to see this kind of thing. And like I've said before, I do not doubt for a second that the SEC's lawyers are scouring crypto Twitter. namely the XRP community. They're probably hiding here undercover, just, looking for the things that we're digging up and I guess desperately scrambling to try to have an argument against them. Not only that, I'm sure Ripple's lawyers are as well, perusing what the XRP community has been coming up with and hopefully, and I'm sure in a lot of cases, maybe not using every single piece of evidence, but, in a lot of cases, likely, taking some of the things that we've been finding and looking into them further. So guys, this is helping the Ripple lawsuit. I have no doubt. Again, that's just my personal opinion, but, it would be ridiculous for them not to do this. My sister works at a law firm and she says they do this kind of thing all the time. Whether it's scouring Twitter or any kind of social media platform, just to kind of, find any kind of angle they can get. So, we're doing a great job. Let's keep it up, guys. Wanted to keep moving, guys, because James K. Filan just posted this. XRP community, SEC.gov versus Ripple, hashtag XRP. So we got them all covered. An unidentified third party just filed a motion to seal portions of exhibits to the Dober motions to protect the party's confidential business information and to protect private interests of its current and former representatives and employees. So guys, this was just recently filed. There was somebody who did not want to be named, who wanted to remain anonymous. And they have now filed a motion to seal portions of the Dober motions to protect the party's confidential business. There was another filing too, I think from MoneyGram, and I read that they wanted to also seal some of their private business dealing information from one of those documents. I don't have the article up here, but of course MoneyGram, as we know, did have a partnership with Ripple briefly in 2019 and early 2020, and then once the lawsuit was announced, they kind of squashed that and moved over to the Stellar network. Nevertheless, this is what is happening now. Prexure here on Twitter was asking John Deaton, what is happening, sir? John Deaton saying, this appears to be a customer or partner of Ripple's. The company was likely subpoenaed for documents or a deposition or both. Ripple redacted a few things, and this company wants a few more redactions. So who is this unidentified third party? Well, James K. Filan posted this a little later. The same unidentified third party filed a sealed letter addressed to District Judge Torres identifying the reports and transcripts that are the subject of its sealing requests. So this was addressed to Judge Torres from Michael A. Heynen, dated July the 28th, 2022, which was just yesterday. So, did he just dox himself? Is this the unidentified third party? Looking to continue with this application to seal, document filed by third party A, and then here are all the attachments. And so Michael A. Heynen, who is he? Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed, just looking into some of the other people that are involved here, like Yesha Yadev from Vanderbilt, Alan Farrell from Harvard Law, Patrick Doody, as we know, from Integra, Carol V. Schwartz, Special Securitization Council. We will start there. I love the XRP community, always digging. Sherry down here saying, are you certain it's Yesha Yadev and not Professor Pradeep Yadev, who has worked in high-profile U.S. court cases? XRP Crypto Wolf asking here, any idea who the identified third party is and not revealing themselves? Rob XRP saying these are SEC expert names that are supposed to be secret. Right? So did we just find a list of the expert witnesses? The Digital Dodo here saying, so an experienced lawyer files a record mentioning all of the unknown parties by name that are currently subject to redactions and sealing requests that have actually been assented to by both parties. Somehow this will be John Deaton's fault, of course. Sherry also responding, giving us some more information about Michael A. Heynen. Seems you've assisted with a lot of names. Let's see who you are, shall we? Michael A. Heynen's practice focuses on complex commercial litigation in state and federal courts and in proceedings involving the Security and Exchange Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice. And so for a link, you guys can click on this, Michael A. Heynen. Sherry's also asking if Judge Torres has any connections to Michael A. Heynen or not. Keith Morrison here asking, why doesn't the judge order all 68 emails to be turned over for in-camera review? This just does not make sense to me. And the Saint saying, the SEC has been using everything the community talks about in their case, and this was something that was spoken about as an option. So it's not surprising to see the SEC doing it. Folks Forger, that the SEC was spying on judges for years, so spying is not above them. Well. Could the SEC lawyer that filed this be referring to the Professor Pradeep Yadev, who works in the Division of Finance? The guy is known for being extensively engaged for consulting assignments in several U.S. court legal cases. All things that make you go, So an interesting new development here from the SEC versus Ripple case. Gonna keep up to date on this. Of course, the Q2 2022 market report, always looking very promising, never seems to disappoint. RippleNet and XRP engagement and advancements continue to be front and center, providing Ripple, the company, and XRP, the token, more value as we progress through this tumultuous time. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.